This PowerPoint is designed to give you a few more examples of how line can be used in art. This is a fascinating example of an engraving where everything you see is actually created using a single spiraling line. This was created by Claude Milan to represent a cloth veil, which was believed to have covered the face of Christ and to have picked up the imprint of his face. See the metaphor included in Latin at the bottom? The one, Christ, formed in one line. To add to the amazing nature of this piece, remember that this is an engraving, which means it had to be drawn in a continuous line with a stylus on a metal plate and in reverse image of the final print. The completed plate had to be inked, wiped, and run through a press to create the final image we see. This close-up detail allows us to see the actual scale and individual parts of the spiral. Note how the tiny differences in spacing, thickness, and direction of the spiraling line form shading to define the image of Christ that we can see in the finished product. This image shows a completely different style and character of line. This ink drawing was created by Diego Rivera. What words might we use to describe these lines? Thick, thin, bold, curved, vertical, diagonal, outline. Can you think of more? This drawing of the composer Igor Stravinsky by Pablo Picasso gives us yet another very different style of line drawing. Pause the video and take a moment to jot down some words to describe this collection of lines. Then you can begin the video again. Let's compare. We have a mixture of curved and angular lines. Most are diagonal in direction. They are primarily thin and show both contours and outline. It may not be photorealistic, but it certainly is identifiable as Stravinsky, and even how he sits in a chair. Look how Picasso captures the way a suit can look rumpled when Stravinsky is sitting. Here we have elegant, fine-lined drawings from Da Vinci's sketchbooks. He creates mass and depth by crossing groups of lines over one another. This is called cross-hatching and works for shading in ink drawing as well as pencil or charcoal or Conte crayon. Take a look at these next few slides that show more variety in line. Some of them make us look at a particular spot or move in a pattern over the surface. What does it look like is happening here? You can almost feel something pressing down, but it's only the effect of the angled lines. Look at the movement created by these, or these. Here are a couple of examples of implied line. We know just where the artist wanted us to look, and our eyes follow the pointing finger. These are some more recent versions of continuous line contour drawings. And finally, this example shows the symbolism that a simple, single line can convey. I hope these examples have given you some insight into the importance of the humble line and some ideas on how to describe the lines you see in a work of art.